I think they are a little bit more trusting with the scarehawk. It's not a scarecrow, scarehawk out here. I think it was pouring earlier, like pouring down rain. But everybody is now starting to migrate down below. The guineas have been laying eggs. I guess they are trusting enough to lay them in the run. But we have guinea eggs. So this is Simone's eggs. I grabbed a few of the guinea eggs, and they're smart enough to realize that some are missing. So this is a guinea egg. See how pointed it is? That's the difference. And poopy. So in the mornings, all the chickens come in here, and they pretty much cover these up. So every morning when I let them out of the run, I come over here and I undo them so the guinea remembers to come lay in here. But there's 3 Simone eggs and then 2 guinea eggs. And I'm just gonna keep letting them lay. I'm not gonna keep taking them and putting them in the incubator anymore. Ow, stick. This is where the guineas sleep. When it's really, really, really cold, they'll go into the coop, but they sleep in here, and they seem to migrate to those sticks every night. There's Peppercorn. Peppercorn's hair is a little messed up because he was out in the pouring rain. I mixed up some of my own scratch. I did learn that they do not like whole corn. I asked the guy at the feed store for cracked corn. He gave me a bag. I thought it was cracked corn. Got home. I had already dumped all the other bags, and I opened it, and I was like, oh, crap. So I only do 1 small scoop for everybody in the evening and a little bit in the morning, but they all have a grower constantly in all the feeders, and I don't want to give them too much scratch because then they end up not having enough nutrition in their diet. I do supplement, though. We bring a lot of vegetables. We bring a lot of grubs out here. I sit, it's funny, and here in the wood chips there are worms. And I'll sit out here with the big rooster, wherever he is, and he knows I feed him worms. So I'll just sit out here and dig worms up for him. He'll just stand around and wait, scratch a little bit, and he'll just keep watching me like, okay, you gonna hand me any more worms? So it's kind of funny. And I just cleaned this up not too long ago. Once a week with this sand works. Even these bare spots, the sand dries it up. I'm gonna have to switch the sand because the sand I have in here is silica, or has silica in it. So I'm gonna switch to a different kind, but I'm not stopping with the sand. The sand is awesome. I can't stand sawdust. I can't stand any other bedding material to work with because it stinks. This does not stink at all. This coop doesn't smell. Out here, where they roost and they poop, it stinks. But it doesn't really come up out of here. And the roofing is vented and the door stays open. And I've now opened up the 3 upper boxes because there's going to be a lot of laying hens all of a sudden all at once within the next couple months. Maybe next month. But I have this, I think she's a black Australarp. I posted on the chicken site. Nobody answered me what she was. Everybody ignored my post. So I'm not going to be posting on there with questions anymore because they don't get answered. But I put 3 of these in the incubator. It's kind of hard to see. They're big eggs. I'd have to say they're on the large, extra large size. Probably extra large. They come from the Australarp, but she only lays every other day, maybe. Uh-oh, he's doing his dirty deeds down there. She only lays every other day, which is kind of disappointing. I would like big eggs like that every day, but that's fine. I've got enough up and coming layers. Like pretty much all of these, except for these. That's Albert and the leg bar and the Moran. I'm keeping them, but that Barbizoi, these guys are going to be my first butcher. That one and the other one. I decided I watched a video. I can't remember her name. I'd love to say where I got the information from, but I can't remember her name. But she showed it so well where it was humane. I mean, look at my chickens. They're outside all day. They're fed great feed. I spend hundreds of dollars every month on their feed. I come out here every day, spend time with them. We feed them extra stuff. They're very well taken care of. They're inside their coops are always clean. Why not butcher them and know that we humanely raise them and consume their meat? And they're all organic. Every single ingredient in that scratch is organic. So the sand's in here too. I cleaned out the coop. That's a little Esper female. This was probably 3 inches thick or more, and it was gross. I will never brood in sand again. I need to take these bricks out because they took their water. Their water is going to stay outside. So now I can come in once a week and use pretty much the kitty scoop and just clean this out. I took the little hardwire cloth off the bottom of that just in case when they were in here and they were small, they would fall through. They all roost up there now, every single one of them. The auto door works. I don't have to worry about that. I definitely recommend an auto door. It's sketchy to me, so I come out every evening right at dark, make sure that the door closed. Last night, it wasn't closed. I'm having a problem resetting it. Or not necessarily resetting it, but setting it for the proper time, because I'm not hearing it. But they're handy, very, very handy. Every morning I come out here and these guys are all running around. So the morning time opening is working. I think I set that for 6:30, because I don't want them to hang out in that coop. They'll just make a mess of it. So Kelly and I made a scarecrow. She looks, she, whatever, looks pretty realistic, but the face, we had to use what we had. A pair of jeans that were too big that I never wore that were brand new, a rain jacket that's torn, and then Kelly took this, not airsoft, paintball gun mask and painted it. And she did a great job on the eyeballs. We saran wrapped it so the paint wouldn't get all wet, and it looks like it fell a couple times. Trying to still figure it out. If I move her arms, Kelly will come out here and give her a hug. We're strange. On top of that, we made a scarecrow dog, just so we have coverage on both parts of the property for the chicken area, because I really don't want to lose any more. And then I have some of that reflective ribbon coming that'll deter them even more, that we'll put on the arms and the head and stuff on the scarecrow. So hopefully that'll work. I don't want to lose any more birds. And then our next batch, I don't know why the guineas hang out up here. Our next batch, we know who's cockerel now. We know who are pullets, kind of, I think. All the little ones, all the Sea Bright mixes, we know what they are. So I'm going to start getting rid of those, because those are 2 Dustin lookalikes. And then all the little tiny ones, the little girls, we'll keep. Hopes that they'll become broody later on. They're going to have their own little coop. I'm probably, or I'll integrate them, one of the 2. I may just put them in the little coop in an area by themselves and just let them out during the day. I'm not sure. I will be home, working from home for another week or so. So I'll have some time to switch them out. They're not quite ready yet. I would like them to be able to run around, but I can't leave them out here by themselves, and I can't stand out here all day. I've got work to do. But this is their little jungle gym area. They just scratch around. There's a ton of rocks in here that they eat all day. They can hide from hawks, they can hide from rain. There's a lot of coverage. The guineas are kind of always down here in the bushes down at the bottom. But they have a pretty big area. I'm not disappointed with the space that they have. Another reason why I should be glad that we're gonna butcher and be okay with it. Yeah, I don't like killing anything, but those 2 barbazois are meat birds. I wanted to breed a bunch of them for meat purposes. I really need to get over this butchering thing and just do it. And that way when we have roosters, I don't have to give them away to people that I don't know how they're gonna treat them. they could take them home and just beat the crap out of them and then decide to butcher them. I have no idea. So if I do them here, I know that I'll make them pass out. I'll bleed them out. No struggling. They're done. There's no stress for the bird. Maybe for a second, but there's no major stress for the bird, so I'll feel a lot better about it. There's our dirt bike track. We're working on it. We're gonna start building the berms maybe this weekend. It doesn't look like much. It just looks like a bunch of scraped grass, but there's a plan for it. But they have a huge area. That's the black one I was talking about. I think she's an Australorp. Maybe. I don't know. She lays some really nice eggs, so I've got a couple of her babies in the incubator. They're doing good so far. But I will get another update when we have the surprise that I keep talking about that hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping it'll happen soon. So once it does, I will post an update so you can see.